Hey Sagnik, welcome to Inside the Interview Room, which is a short, honest podcast where we'll talk about what actually happens inside the MBA interviews. Not the polished stories, not the LinkedIn versions, but the real converts, the real rejections, and the real learnings that has happened in between. Hi everyone, I'm Shubham Ranka, the IIM Calcutta alumnus and a founder of MyPrepZone. And in this series, I'll be having a very quick and candid conversations with the mentors who have recently gone through the process, right? Because interviews are not really about the perfect answers, but they're about clear thinking. So today I'm joined by one of our ex-student, Sagnik Dutta from XLRI Jamshedpur, which is, yes, a dream college for majority of the students in India. Sagnik, really great and super excited to have you here. Welcome to the show. Let's start very simple, Sagnik. So tell us about your background, your undergrad, your work experience, calls you've converted, and where did you finally join?
Yeah, sure. Hi. First of all, thank you, Shubham, for having me here. I am Sagnik Dutta, and I'm currently doing my MBA from XLRI Jamshedpur. Before this, I did my UG from UG in Electrical and Electronics Engineering from VIT Vellore, and I have around 23 months of work ex at Bain Capability Network. I used to work in mainly B2B sales and marketing consulting. During my MBA, I actually got an internship opportunity at Bharti Airtel, mainly in the general management domain, and I'll be joining in June. Regarding the calls I converted XLRI Jamshedpur, both BM and HRM. I converted all the IM cap calls. I converted IFT Kolkata, and then I was in the waitlist for Delhi. I converted that as well later on,
Okay.
and I was in the waitlist. I was in a convertible waitlist for IIT Bombay as well.
Awesome. And if I may ask, what was your ZAT score?
My ZAT score was, I don't exactly remember the score. My percentile was 99.9352.
99.9352. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sure, which is why you even remember it till the next four decimal points. It's like one of the dream scores for majority of the students. So good to hear you, Sagnik. Let's say if you had to summarize your entire profile in one line, what would it be?
In terms of my profile, my schooling, it has been overall consistent in terms of academics. And apart from that, while I would not say that I have been great at sports or anything, but I have exhibited bits and pieces of sports or some hobbies that I have pursued apart from my acads as well. And
Great.
in terms of work, I have a sizable work experience that has definitely helped me over the years. So yeah.
Sure. So maybe before we go into the interview simulation, right? Honestly, when you started seeing all these converts, which are like the dream converts for majority of the students, did you really expect all of them?
In terms of, I didn't, to be honest, I didn't expect all of them. I just wanted my, like when I started my prep, I wanted to just convert one of the B schools and get in there. And looking back at it, when I see that I have converted these many colleges and I could have gone to these many options, it
Yeah,
feels good actually. So yeah,
it gives you like a lot of confidence that yeah, I can definitely do that.
yeah.
Awesome. So, well, now I'm going to really put you inside the interview room. Just a brief about what the interview room is all about, right? No theory, no coaching answers that you or your coaching would have taught you. Answer this exactly in the same way that you have done it in the B school interview, right? So
Sure.
let's directly ask me you let me directly ask you a very simple question, very common in majority of the interviews. Where do you see yourself, Sagnik, in next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, so if I had to answer in an interview, so over the next 5 years, I would actually like to complete my MBA, learn from a diverse set of peers, and take those learnings forward in my life. Professionally, after completing my MBA, I would take those learnings and and I would love to join a marketing role in a top firm and create significant positive impact for all the stakeholders around me. Personally, I would love to be a part of NGOs and continue contributing towards the well-being of the society as well. And in the long term, if I have to talk about the next 10 years, I would love to gain the necessary skills to lead the marketing organization of a firm. And I also have an affinity towards sports, so it would be great that if I join a firm like Nike, maybe. And a professional and at a personal level, I would also love to travel and gain a whole lot of new experiences and travel to different places and interact with a lot of other people as well. So
I
yeah,
really
this is
love
how.
Awesome. I really love the way in which you have structured your short term and the long term answers, both professionally as well as personally. People typically only talk about personally or maybe professionally, and then they just forget about themselves. So I really love the framework in which you have given your answers. So,
Thank you.
like, what do you think actually worked in this answer from an interviewer's point of view, because of which you were able to convert majority of those?
Yeah, so I think there were two key things that really worked out in the answer. First of all, in both of my short term and long term goals, apart from being focused professionally, I know that it's a B school interview and people are focused on the professional aspect. Showing a bit of your personal side as to what you want to do or what drives you actually helped. And the other thing that I think really worked out was my short term and long term goals were very much in sync. I figured out that if I work well in my short term goals, then only I could pursue my long term goal as well. Well, and those were
Very
realistic. So yeah.
Yeah. This is the punchline. So all the students or anyone else, MBA aspirants, if you're watching this, this is the crux. Your introduction, your short term, your long term should speak the very same story. It shouldn't be like a half wizard. Otherwise, it just looks very fake answers. I really love the analogy, Sagnik, that you're bringing here. So let's say if you were answering the same question today, what would you change or remove in this answer?
If I had to answer the same question today, I probably would have not mentioned a sports apparel company brand as such without knowing more about the history of the brand. I think looking back at it, I would have just omitted out that part of the answer. Apart from that, I think rest of the aspects I would have remained. It would have remained the same majorly. So yeah.
Very well. So I think, yeah, very well pointed point, and especially to the people who are watching, right? If you're using the name of the any brand, you need to know about it. You need to. There will be a lot of follow up questions about Nike and all the other competitors about Nike, sports industry, Indian sports market, England sports market, and so on and so forth, right? So if you are using any such key terms, you have to be really prepared about all of this, just like Sagnik did. Awesome. So, Sagnik, I think you have seen both the sides of an interview lens, right? People typically talk only about the good part of an interview, which is the convert. But I assume that you've seen both the parts, converts and rejects. So, from your experience, what actually makes the difference on the final day? Is it more about the content or more about how you handle the pressure, unknown question? What is it?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So I think there are two perspectives to this. One is the aspect that we can't control. Sometimes the interviewers might think that there is a not a fit between the candidate and the college or the values of the college. That's something that we can't control. Regarding what we can control from the interviewer's standpoint, whenever he or she is going to the interview, I think there are two kinds of questions that typically you get asked. One is the kind of questions that we prepare for and how we handle those. While it's important to be extremely good with those, there are a certain set of questions or certain set of deep dives that we don't exactly prepare for, but it's very important on how to actually handle those during the interview process. And by handling those, it's not just about how we are answering it, but also our body language when we are answering it. So I think that is one of the key reasons. That's the key difference between select and a reject. So yeah.
So, maybe let's if you can give some exact instance, that were there any interviews where you felt it really went awesome but then you got rejected?
Yeah, so my SPJMR interview, I prepared a lot for it and I felt it really went well. I had both BM and marketing shortlists there, and I did my prep well. And I went into the interview with the mindset that, these are the set of questions that I have prepared. These will be, and these are the set of domain based questions that I know. And they'll ask from these only. And while the first question that they asked, of course, the introduction, apart from that, they asked that what's the most innovative marketing campaign that you have thought about, that you have come across? And I had the standard answer. Then they asked a deep dive follow up. They tried to challenge the answers, and while doing that, I realized that while I have the first answer ready, I didn't have. I was not much clear
Got
about the level two deep dive or anything. I didn't have any ground to defend. So I think next time when I actually looked back, I reflected
it.
on that, and I prepared more and I took more mock PIs, and that actually helped to be more prepared for those kind of questions.
Got it. So it's essentially you you essentially covered the surface level of the preparations,
Yeah,
especially for SPGMR, because that also starts early, so students get less time to
yeah,
prepare. I assume, right? When was your SPGMR interview?
I think it was on 6th February. So yeah,
Of course, that tells everything. Sure.
yeah.
So let's talk about the preparation strategy now, right? How did you structure your GDPI prep? GDPI prep is massive. It is overwhelming. You don't know what all do you need to cover. So people would, and especially students would want to know not just what you did, but then how did you think about it? People are working. They have like so many 10 things to do. So how do you prioritize? How do you design the roadmap for yourself?
So yeah, I think whenever we start a GDPI prep or we enroll for a course, initially what I felt was it's very overwhelming because there are a lot of things going around. I structured it eventually in three phases. First of all, I realized I needed to know about myself. I needed to know about my strengths, weaknesses, and what I was comfortable answering in front of the interviewer and what I was not. For example, in my case, I was very comfortable with my work experience. So, in across a lot of my HR questions, I actually put my learnings and all of those there.
God.
The second part is once those questions are ready, like first of all, once those questions are in acceptable positions, then we need to give a lot of more mock PIs, GIs, and GDs because that actually helps one prepare for the interviews or the D-Day,
Yeah.
and then work on the feedback, like whatever the interviewers have said. And
Got
when
it.
coming to the mock PIs, one thing that really worked out for me was I actually took mock PIs from a different set of mentors. So the different kind of feedback that you get actually helps on the D-Day.
When did
So
you
yeah.
start taking your mock interviews? Students typically feel, unless I've done with all the knowing about yourself part, I can just go and take the interview. So just very curious to know, when did you actually start?
I think one of my mock PIs happened in the second or third week of Jan. Since I had a SPJMR shortlist and interview soon, then I gave a lot of GIs. After that, entire February I spent during mock PIs only. So yeah,
Got it. And how many mock interviews did you actually take?
I think I took around 12, 13 mock PIs.
Massive. Sure. So I think let's maybe also talk about this, that out of everything that you've done, mocks, feedback, self-reflection, current affairs, graduation revision, what helped you the most?
I think uh, all of those have their own parts to play. But regarding what helped me the most, I would say mock PS actually helped me the most. Mock PS and the feedback associated with it, because whenever we are, this was something that came during my first mock PS as well. Whenever we are writing a HR prep answer, like tell me about yourself, it might sound that it might look like it's very good, but when you
Yeah.
talk about it, it doesn't seem that good. So yeah, a lot of mock PS actually helps you get feedback, objective feedback from the interviewers, because they have taken so many interviews, they have been through the processes. So that really helped me. And regarding self reflection, that helps, but I believe that at times we are often biased. It might be in one of the extremities, like either it's too good or too bad. So I think that while it helps, but you can take it with a pinch of salt. So yeah.
So there are a lot of students who still think, sir, I don't know whether we are going to get calls or not. So, and we feel that we have enough time. We want time hai preparation karne mein. That's an exact mindset majority of the students even have today. So, what would you tell them, or maybe guide those students?
Yeah, I think so. Of course, when you look at it, that it's right now January first or second week, and you have a lot of time. But if you look at the things that you have to cover, the time actually feels very short. Because
Yeah,
when I started prep, I think I started prep in December, the last week of December, and we had to go through 30 odd BQ questions, HR questions, then core engineering, which I was not that good with. Then I had to go through my work ex and all of that. And also the mock PIs, the feedback, all of those take time. So if you start early on, it's better. And the other thing is, like there are candidates I know that who have a low chance of, who are not exactly sure what calls they're gonna get. But if they have the slightest possibility of even getting, one call, it's good that they give their best shot. They try preparing for it, and then let's see what happens. So yeah.
makes sense. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. And all the students I speak to, I tell them the same thing, that whether if you're expecting one call and if that is the call you are ready to go to, don't waste even a day. The even 100 days of prep for GDPI is like less. It's an ocean. So every day new things keep on coming. So you have to consistently give yourself. Absolutely. And where did you do your GDPI preparation from? How did you decide where to join, do self preparation or somewhere else? Because a lot of students today are very confused, right? There are so many options available. So how did you decide where to go?
So I decided. So actually, I was a mentee at PrepZone only. So one thing that actually helped me decide was the one-on-one mentorship. The mentor that I had, I got to know about it, and actually that helped me. And also during my work, some of my colleagues also took that course, so they also helped me decide as well. And looking back at it, it was actually a very good decision. And the mock PIs, the mentors who have helped me out. So uh, yeah, it was a great decision.
Mentor, by the way,
Huh? Sorry.
who was your mentor?
Arun Kumar R.
Got it. Yeah. Arun from I'm Ahmedabad,
Yes, yes.
who also converted XLRI. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. We even have him as a mentor this year. Now, I think you have already talked about your journey as a mentee, and now I see you have chosen to become a mentor at MyPrepZone after this journey. So why? What made you feel you should help others through this process? So, yeah, let's
So
talk
I
about
think
this.
yeah, there are two reasons for this. One is so I have been a mentee, and when even after joining the course, I have felt that there are a lot of things to prepare, current affairs and also news. You have to go through the newspaper daily, and that's something that mentees that people usually do not do. So having a mentor, having someone of their age, but who have also been through the process helps mentees. That's something there. And the other thing being, since I have time and I have the bandwidth to help out people, so I have
Yeah.
chosen to be a mentor here, and I have chosen to, I want to actually be a part of the preparation journey for mentees. That actually helps
Yeah.
in terms of networking as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I think absolutely makes sense. From an MBA perspective, networking is the biggest asset. So whether you do it with your juniors, with your seniors, with your batchmates, the more you do, I'm sure 5 years down the line, it all pans out.
Yeah.
And today, a lot of students also get feedback from different mentors from different areas, right? So from a student's lens, how do I decide which feedback to take very seriously and which one to ignore? Because feedbacks can be contradictory to each other.
Yeah. So this is something that yeah. So first of all, one of the things is when you take mock PIs from a lot of mentors, there will be contradictory feedbacks. But at the same time, the first phase of the preparation is knowing about yourself and realizing what you are comfortable talking about and what your weaknesses are. So if you see that the feedback from the mentor aligns with whatever your strengths are, then you
Yeah.
should definitely take that feedback. And regarding something that you wish to disregard, you can think about it twice, maybe try it once in a mock PA as well. If it
Absolutely.
doesn't work out, then you can discard it as well. And I think this is something that doesn't only help in the preparation journey, but also when you are doing an MBA as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I keep telling students the same thing that whatever you're doing here, whatever content you're given here is not only for the next 3 months, it's for next 12, 15 months, right? Even in your summers, I'm sure you would have gone back to these videos, have seen it. It just helps you a lot for your summer placements, lateral placements as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, one final advice, Sagnik, that you would want to give to students who are feeling very underconfident. Calls have started coming out. XLRI results is about to come. Scorecards, everything has been released. So, one general piece of advice to all the GDP aspirants.
So one advice is, if you're even sure of getting one call and you want to go to the B school, then you should definitely put your 100% efforts towards that, and be thorough with the questions that you know. Be thorough with the controllables, the whatever you know. Give a lot of mock PS. Be prepared with of as much base as you can cover. And what actually and that actually helps in the fact to tackle the questions that you do not know as well. Because when you step into the interview room, of course you have this idea that okay, 60% of these questions I know, and 40% if they ask something, like remaining 40% if they ask something that's out of the box, you are still comfortable tackling it. You
Yeah,
can use your own frameworks, so that actually helps. So I think starting your prep, starting is the starting phase is the most difficult part. But
difficult one. True.
yeah,
Yeah.
once you're done with that, then
start the preparation, they just start enjoying it. They become so
yeah,
addicted to the entire phase, reading news, current affairs, answers, connecting with mentors, discussing within the entire peer group, that it's very healthy discussion and it becomes a fun part, right? In their
yeah,
preparation. Great. Sagnik, thank you so much today for being so honest, so candid, and so real. I'm sure this was extremely valuable to all the people who are going to watch this. And to everyone watching, remember, interviews do not just select the best CVs, they select the clearest mind, right? So you have to be very clear with your preparation. This is Inside the Interview Room. See you in the next episode.
thank you, Shubham.
Thank you.